Lynching. It's a word that conjures images of horror, a word indelibly linked to slavery and the racial persecution of Black people in the United States. But the deadliest case of lynching took place in LA and was in fact directed at the Chinese community. Rewind to 1871, and the City of Angels was a very different place. With a population of 6,000, it had a higher homicide rate than in New York City, and a police force of just 6 officers employed to keep the peace. Approximately 170, or 3% of the population, were Chinese immigrants. Having immigrated at the height of the California gold rush, many had found work building railroads, but were increasingly vilified by the local press, which portrayed them as immoral and a danger to society. The California legislature even passed a law forcing Chinese immigrants to pay disproportionately heavy taxes. On October 24th, tensions between rival Chinese factions erupted in a shootout, and when the smoke cleared, 1 civilian lay dead and a police officer wounded. Before long, news of the shootout spread, and a white mob gathered, intent on recrimination. By sunrise, at least 18 Chinese immigrants were dead, including a 14-year-old boy. In addition to the lynching, approximately $40,000 in cash, gold, and jewels was stolen as the mob looted Chinatown, over $1 million in today's money. The Chinese Massacre, as it came to be known, was a hideous event for Los Angeles and the country. A grand jury returned 25 indictments. 10 white men stood trial, with 8 convicted of manslaughter. But due to a technicality, all of the sentences were overturned. In the years that followed, more police were employed and vigilante rule faded in the city, but anti-Chinese sentiment increased. Anti-Coolie clubs were formed to prioritize white workers over Chinese laborers, and the passing of the Chinese Exclusion Act restricted Chinese immigration into the country until it was finally repealed in 1943. How have such views on Chinese Americans stayed the same and changed over time?